Good evening, everybody. Just on a serious note, I just want to dedicate my act to Rustum August. Rustum gave me my first comedy show about 2.5 years ago. That's the serious business of comedy. So my name is Barry Barkle, and I work as a lawyer during the day and as a stand-up comic at night. Now there isn't actually much difference between practicing law performing stand-up comedy, except that if I say something wrong in court, then my client's going to go to prison. And if I say something wrong here tonight, well, I'm actually going to say a lot of wrong stuff here tonight. In actual fact, my entire set is one just long example of bad taste. But as I said to my wife, when we're making passionate love, just because I don't look happy, my love, doesn't mean I'm not enjoying myself. So I'm 41 years of age, I'm at that midlife crisis stage of my life. And I've been accused of my wife of being a selfish man. She says I do things like leave the toilet seat down. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. And I keep leaving the dishes in the sink without rinsing them off. She says that my selfishness knows no bounds. I said, come on guys, let's be honest. Foreplay for pussies. And what's wrong with wanting to come first all the time? Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys here, you work 9 to 5 jobs, and I'm sure recently with all this good weather, at least with all this terrible weather in Cape Town, and the Olympics having been on, you've gone to work and you've like sat in front of your computer and said to yourself like, oh God, I just like wish I could stay at home. I wish I wouldn't have to be here all day long and just deal with a shithead boss. Well, don't always wish what you hope for, people, because I had the chance of being at home recently, and let's just say it didn't really turn out the way I thought it would. Let's just say it didn't turn out the way I thought it would because it had something to do with someone called my wife. And the fact that she was at home all day long because she doesn't work. Now guys, if you're thinking of staying at home with your wife who doesn't work, don't do it. Do anything else instead. Even kill yourself as a realistic alternative. Because staying at home with your wife who doesn't work isn't fun. Staying at home with your mistress who doesn't work is a lot of fun. Staying at home with your wife is cut. You know why? Because she's going to turn you within 20 minutes into a 24-hour errand boy, I swear to God. You're going to be running around, doing things for her all day long. And you're going to be wishing, hoping, dreaming that you were back at work with that shithead boss. I started imagining that my boss, who's this walrus of a Jewish man, in my mind he started appearing to look like Kim Kardashian. Whereas my wife started looking and sounding more and more like another supermodel we know so well in Cape Town. Who am I talking about? Patricia DeLittle. So we watched a lot of TV, and TV is amazing because it's the ultimate remedy for marriage. Because you can watch TV for like 10 hours straight. You never feel the obligation to make conversation. Fantastic stuff. So we were watching, you know, a lot of like documentaries, and we watched this documentary on this terrible disease called the Ebola virus, which is like killing thousands of people in, I think in Angola or Uganda. And the authorities are really getting worried there, and they're like trying to stop the disease from spreading from person to person. So they were saying that the people must be very careful, mustn't have any contact with each other. That means no kissing, no touching, no holding hands, and definitely no sex. So I was like, honey, this sounds just like our marriage. We had to go to Uganda now, and you were infected with the virus. I don't think I'd get it. So we watched a lot of the Olympics, and the Olympics were fantastic, and Team South Africa came like 23rd overall, so let's give it up for Team South Africa. 6 medals, people, 6 medals. Let's give it up for all the white swimmers. Come on. And let's give it up for that black guy that ran the 800 meters and deliberately got a silver because he didn't want problems and he got a gold. And then there was another black guy that appeared out of nowhere. It was the rowing team. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I was worried, you know, with Team South Africa because I noticed that and please don't take offense to this, I noticed there were no medalists in Team South Africa that were colored people. I was thinking, like, why was that? Like, what went wrong? And then I worked out. I said, like, don't be stupid, Barry. There are no events in the Olympics for colored people. Who here watched the athletics? Anyone just put up their hand? Sir, did you watch the athletics? You did. Did you see any event in the running races, which was something like the 100-meter tuck-induced hurdles? Did you see any event that was like the 4x100-meter switchblade relay? Of course not. There are no events in the Olympics for colored people. But I hear it's changing. For 2016 in Rio, things are going to change. They've got 5 new additions just for people that come from the Cape Flats. The first one is called the post-GHD pole vault. The second one is called the getting high jump. The third one, the third one is for the ladies. It's because there's always got to be something for the ladies. It's called the Passion Gap Synchronized Drowning. And then they got one for the crackers and the gangbangers from the Cape Flats, which is called Drive-By Archery. And my personal favorite in the group events, the 24-hour Pointy Decathlon. Now, speaking of London and all things England, right, there's actually this case going on now in England. It's actually a full-on inquiry. What it's about phone hacking, right? And what this news company called the News of the World, they did like anything just to get a story. They acted anything. They like hacked into people's phones, and they hacked into this little girl's phone, and she was like terror-ready. It was like terrible. So I was thinking, right, what if our local version of the News of the World, you know that maggot piece of crap, Disson? What if Disson hacked into someone important's phone? What if they hacked into Jacob Zuma's phone? What would they find? Well, the first thing they find, people, is a voice message from the president, which would go something like, "You have reached the president, and you're right, I'm not working. You're right again, I am fucking. Please do not leave a message. Listen to the following options. Press 1 for advice on mining transactions for family members. Press 2 for advice on how to run for president while under indictment for fraud, rape, and corruption. Press 3 to answer to the burning question, was my nephew Kulubusi Zuma really too fat to testify in a hearing? So imagine if you hacked further into his phone, right? And you like retrieve his voice messages. Well, you'd be really surprised who he speaks to. You have 3 voice messages. First voice message. Hi Jacob. It's Lindiwe Mazibuka here from the DA. Listen here Jacob, about last night. Don't think you can just sit and eat sushi off my naked body all night long and then go to public the next day and call me a coconut. I won't stand for it, okay? Second voice message. Hello Jacob. This is Sianande. You do not know me, I am your son. Father, I've just been released from prison after serving only 5 years for murder. I've now located a mine, father. You will make 50 million in the first year. Never pay the workers. Third voice message. Jacob, it's Julius here. I'm calling from the Marikana mine. The miners, they confiscate my cell phone, Jacob. I'm calling you now from a tiki box. It's amazing, Jacob. You put a coin in it, it works. Listen here, Jacob. When I said, I do not recognize you as my president, all I meant is, you're putting on a bit of weight. Help us, Jacob. The muti and the sprinkle dust is not stopping the police bullets. Help us, Jacob. Help us. That's my time, man. Very well.
Do you, sir? Do you?